Hello, I'm here at the Crumbs Doilies shop in Soho, and Valentine's Day is around the corner again, and I'm single again. So to console myself, I'm going to do what I love the most, and that is bake. And the recipe I'm about to show you guys is not just great for singletons like me, it's also the ultimate Valentine's flavour combo. It's cherry, chocolate and coconut cupcakes, and I'm going to show you how to make them right now. So I'm going to start by making the sponge, and I'm going to start with my dry ingredients. I have 140 grams of plain flour in this bowl, and I'm going to whisk in 40 grams of cocoa powder and 185 grams of caster sugar, and then half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda and a quarter of a teaspoon of salt. So just put that to one side until later, and now I'm going to mix my wet ingredients together. Now, one of the things I find when I'm making anything with coconut is it's really hard to impart the coconut flavour into anything that you bake. It's quite a sort of mild flavour, but this sponge is packed with as much coconut as I could possibly squeeze in. But to start with, I have 100 millilitres of coconut oil, which I've warmed through just to make it a liquid again. And next, I've got 120 grams or 120 millilitres of coconut cream. And then 125 grams of natural yoghurt. I'm going to put 2 small free-range eggs in there as well. And then to get the cherry flavour in there, I'm going to be using cocktail cherries because they have a really strong cherry flavour, and they come in a jar like this in syrup, and I'm going to put a tablespoon of that syrup into my mixture as well. And then for added cherry goodness, I'm going to put some of those cocktail cherries in. So I've got 40 grams of cocktail cherries. I'm going to chop them really finely and whack them in as well. And I'm going to whisk that all up till it's gone really, really smooth. And then grab your dry mixture back and whack that in and stir it about with the whisk. And once it's all come together to form a really nice smooth batter, it's time to scoop it into the cupcake cases. And this is enough mixture for 12 cupcakes, and just fill your cases about 3/4 of the way full. And once you've used up all your mixture, you need to bake these at 165 degrees C for 20 to 22 minutes. Okay, so while they're cooling down, I'm going to get on with making my filling, which I'm loosely basing on a kind of candy bar from Australia, which is called Cherry Ripe. Now, if you're Australian, or even if you're not from Australia, but you've experienced these before, you'll know that these are delicious, and one of Australia's top candy bars. They're cherry, chocolate and coconut, which is obviously what we're doing here, so it seems the perfect thing to base this cupcake on. So the filling is basically made of desiccated coconut, cherry jam, a bit of icing sugar and a bit more of that syrup. So I'm going to go whack in 100 grams of the coconut. And I have 3 tablespoons of icing sugar, and then 2 tablespoons of a rich cherry jam. And I'm also going to whack in 1 tablespoon of that cocktail cherry juice. And that just needs a quick blitz in the food processor. So that's looking lovely and pink, and that's going to make a great filling, but I don't need it just yet because I need to make my icing, so I'm just going to put this to one side. I'm going to make a cherry buttercream because it's going to be lovely and pink, and it's going to look really cool and taste amazing on this cake. So I'm going to start with 150 grams of softened unsalted butter, and I'm going to whisk that up until it's light and fluffy. Now that's had about 5 minutes of medium to high beating, so it's ready to have 340 grams of sifted icing sugar put in. I'm going to put 1/2 in, give it a good beat, and then do the same thing with the next half. That's been beating up for a few minutes now, so now it's time to add the cherry jam. So I've got some lovely cherry jam again. I'm going to put 2 or 3 tablespoons in. And I have a little bit left of the coconut cream that I used earlier, just about 2 tablespoons worth. I'm going to put that in as well. And I'm going to beat that up for about 3 minutes. That is looking so lovely. It's got this really beautiful pink colour, and I can't wait to put it on my cakes, but they're still a little bit warm, so I'm just going to clear the decks and wait for these guys to cool down properly. My cakes are totally cool now, so now it is time to start assembling them. So I am going to use my trusty apple corer to take out the middle of each of my cupcakes. If you don't have an apple corer, you can just use something like a wooden spoon end just to sort of jam in the middle. You're just needing to make a bit of space for the filling, that's all. And then getting your lovely filling back, I'm just going to use a teaspoon. Pick up a little bit, and you'll kind of need to guide it in with your fingers a little bit here and just kind of poke it into the hole. And once you've filled your little cakes, you then need to decorate them with your buttercream. So I've loaded mine up with a piping bag with a big round nozzle. I'm just going to give it a good blob. And once you've iced them, you can decorate them however you want. I have some little hearts which I've made out of cherry ripes. So I'll just use the little cookie cutter and chomp them out of the bar. Or you could sprinkle chocolate sprinkles on or drizzle melted chocolate on. It's up to you. I think it should be chocolatey though, so do whatever you fancy. Now, aren't these lovely? Now, these would make a brilliant gift for your Valentine, or 12 gifts for 12 Valentines, whatever you like. I think they're going to taste amazing, so let's have a go. Look how cute, look how lovely those colours are together. Now, I reckon it's time to have a bite. Yum. I'm really chuffed because all the flavour of the cherry and the coconut are definitely in there. It's really hard to do that. Now you can do it too. Thanks so much for watching. I hope these cupcakes help you woo your favourite person, and if they don't worry, because you've got 12 delicious cupcakes to eat on your own. So I'll be back next week with another recipe, and you can subscribe to my channel in the meantime by clicking on the link at the end, and don't forget to tag me in your photos of all your creations that you've made for my channel by hashtagging Cupcake Jemma. See you next week!